it and to come to a conclusion that this is not new, this is new, itself is a big question. Only when you do, you will come to know. Otherwise, from outside, we can always comment and criticize a patent agent for not doing a job properly, but it's very difficult, tough. You must be having very good intelligence and acumen. Acumen is not intelligence. Acumen is to differentiate. Many people see, if you go to North India, Gorkhas, all Gorkhas appear to be same. All places, for us, all places are same. But a fellow who is a Gorkha, he can identify very well. Eyes will, in this region, eyes will be a little small, nose will be like this. He tells you the features. For us, we don't know. So like that, each technology area, the experts who are looking at those patents, they slowly gain a lot of capability to distinguish, difference. Finding out the difference and distinguishing capability is not endowed with everybody. Unfortunately, not everybody has the capability to distinguish and say, this fellow is better than this. This is like this feature is new. Catching it quickly is not that easy. Patent examiner has to do this job. And given only 1 month time, he should say whether this is acceptable or not acceptable. Lot of collection of search material should be there. He should read it quickly. Very quickly he should grasp different features. He should map in his mind. To create a chart. This is done here, this is done here. This is already there. So like that he should argue also. When he rejects a patent, he has to argue why he is rejecting that patent. He quotes, this patent is there, this patent is there, in this feature is there, this feature is there. You have only combined these two, mixture doesn't make a new product. We were just discussing with the professor. Suppose you have pallis and you have bundi. Bundi is separately patented, palli is separately patented. But I have come out with a new product mixing both pallis and bundi. Pallis and bundi together, can I patent? Unfortunately not. Simple mixtures of that, this and all, are some technology which is being used in one area, applied in this area. You can't get a patent. So major disputes about patent grant is because of this only. The main 3 parts are to grant a patent. One is it should be new. It should be new stroke novel. N-O-V-E-L. We say novelty. These words are very vague, like poetry. New and novelty. Okay, we understand something, but we cannot say exactly. So new, it should be new or it should be novel. One. Second feature is, it should be non-obvious. It should be non-obvious. Non-obviousness is a big issue in legal terminology. Non-obvious is not very clear. What is non-obvious? I told you one example right now. Palli, one patent. Bundi, another patent. And palli and bundi together is not acceptable as a new. Why? Obvious. Why? Just you only mixed these two. How can you ask me to grant a patent for what new is here? What novelty you have shown here? So to show that you are novel means I never imagined this idea will not come to normal people. Something abnormal, something new. You should feel it. Once you read the patent, you should feel it's not simply a combination of different ideas which are existing. There are different patents which are there already. I have not made a combination of all those things and made another patent. That feeling should not come. Then it is called non-obvious. Anta very clear kadadi. Anta therika. It's not that easy. It's not obvious. So non-obvious is a very, very important aspect for granting a patent. Third one is, it should have an industrial use. Should have industrial use. What does it mean? Industry doesn't mean industry. Don't think that it should be BHCL related or ECIL related, nothing like that. Industrial means, don't read it too much, even consumer products are industrial. There should be some utility to the user. It should be useful to public. Read that industrial utility means useful to the public. It can be a commercial item, it can be food item. Even food making something, some biryani. Food item also is patentable. Tirupati Prasadam is, of course, not a patent, it is called a GI. It's a GI, not a patent. So anyway, there are a lot of differences are there. Because a society which is selling, society is given that patent. They are not patent, GI. Patent is for individual, it's existing since a long time. How can I give a patent to that? But making that laddu is known to everybody. Its ingredients are known. It is being sold since a long time. I can't get a patent now. So that is not a patent. What is granted to them is a GI, geographical indication. Already known, popular, like basmati rice. Why basmati rice comes under geographical indication? Geographical indication means in a particular area, it is already famous. Basmati rice mostly is in Pakistan and in northern India. There it is grown and it has aroma, it has some special features. It is only once it is Basmati rice, it should be either Pakistan or India. Nowhere else it is available. You can't grow that anywhere else. So it is a region specific. So geographical specific. That is why it is called geographical indication. The sarees, some other dolls are there, some art pieces are there. It is special to that area. So such things are called as geographical indications. But papers write patent because they don't know the difference between patent and geographical. Geographical indications are given to a society which sells all those things in that region. It is not to any individual. And society gets the money and it is selling, it gets some royalty to the society. Only that society will be allowed to sell. I can't sell that product. That is an advantage. Geographical indication means region-wise, it has some specialty, so nobody else should take advantage of that and sell them. So the local society should get the right. Okay, so do you know the difference between that and patent? So it is not a patent. Okay, even if somebody says it is not a patent, it is a patent, you should say no because now you know what is a patent. Right, okay. So these three things are very, very important for a patent to be granted. So one should establish what is new, whether the patent which is claiming is really new or not, is really novel. One thing. Second thing, it should be non-obvious. This non-obvious I can tell you this way. Suppose I am working in BHCL. I know I have seen turbo generators made by Siemens, General Electric. So many companies have made Alstom or some other company. I know their features. Once somebody comes up with a new turbo machinery, turbo generator, and claims that is new, I must be capable of identifying that no way, Siemens has done this, GE has done this, nothing new, tell me what is new. I must be capable of asking him questions on each of these features. So it's obvious for me that there is nothing new there. Or I find something entirely different from all these features. Something new has been brought out, let us say. Very good, this is new. I must be capable of recognizing, appreciating and granting the patent. So that non-obviousness is a very, very important thing. It comes out of experience and a basic degree in that domain expertise is. I suppose I am a mechanical engineer, but I keep on working in piping design for 20 years. What do you call me? 20-year experience, is it bigger than the degree I had in mechanical engineering? 20-year experience definitely is more. So domain expertise means that the more you know in that area, more you work in that area, your expertise automatically goes up. Somebody may not recognize, but that is what is truth. So the non-obviousness is a big issue where people struggle to do a justice. Third one anyway is simple. It should be, you see why the third one is very important is, suppose I have a new scientific idea, but it is not connected to any product, no patent will be granted. Newton's laws of motion or some mathematical formula cannot be granted as a patent. But mathematical algorithms converted into a software helping your voice assisted wheelchair, ultimately wheelchair is your product. So even though the software basically is mathematical algorithm, but ultimately resulting in a product accepted. But mathematical equations as such are not patented. Is that clear? Because it is not by themselves giving you a product. So all those laws of motion, this thing, that thing, a lot of scientific investigations will be there. You have found a new moon, new planet. None of them will be given a. So they are all outside the purview of. Is it clear? Now therefore, now we are just slowly coming to the examiner has to look at these things. Before you file, you look at these things. Are these there? How to say new? Or how to say non-obvious? Without looking at others' patents, other literature? So you need to first of all survey lot of published literature, published patents, granted patents, do a lot of survey maybe for 2 to 3 years, collect all that and map it. What is meant by mapping is this is done, this is done, this is done, this is not done. This is called white space identification. White space or green patch. This is not done, this is fertile area. So people actually do a lot of such survey, identify those white patches and then work in that area, because if you work in an area where not many people have worked, or see people say it's an untread path, not many people have walked along that path. That's the best place where to do your research, work, and everything may be getting a positive result. So white space analysis needs to be done by a company which really wants to continuously go for new products. Samsung, Nokia, all these companies have a patent group, 20, 30, 40 engineers working continuously, looking at patents, analyzing them, writing them in terms of a chart, and passing all this information to scientists who are working. So this is a very big activity which goes on, which we do not know. Many companies do not know in India. So BHCL, when I was in 1997, pushed to patent filing group as a deputy general manager patent filing. I did not like to go. In fact, it was against my will. I argued with my general manager and executive director for about 2 months. Every time that new executive director used to come to sit at my place, 1 hour he used to argue. Kameswara Rao, please take up, you are a creative fellow, you can do a good justification in that group. I said, no sir, please don't ruin my future. I am a mechanical engineer. I have to work in the area of vibrations, produce some new products in this area. Nothing like that. You go and made me sit there. After 3 months of persuasion made me sit there. Initially I was not happy, but you see today I am so passionate about this subject. I am standing before you, my legs really ache. I am 64-year-old, but the passion is making me speak to you for long. The area is very, very interesting. If you take it to, your heart, it's a very creative, new way. Every time you read a patent, and try to compare with what is existing, you will find that very creative brains are there in the world. Very, very creative brains.